Well. Welcome back, everybody. Carolina Keith, Professor Keith, regular Keith, Keith, Keith. I know.
Damn.
I say the same thing. Well, it's good to see everybody. Welcome back to Crypto After Dark. Boy, the hits just keep on coming, don't they? Just when you think crypto's going to get a little better, right back behind you comes Dave Chappelle.
Gotcha, bitch.
Rips that thing out from under your feet and you got nothing. Sorry. I wish it was a little better right now, but we can work on this, okay? Let's go look at the charts. Let's give everything a scan over. We'll get started on YouTube. We'll transition over to X and over to Rumble. But first, welcome. Let me get this turned off, by the way. I got to do the thing. Bam. There we go. To Crypto After Dark. If you haven't done so, please go hit like. It's free to like the video, whether you're on X, Rumble, or YouTube. Please go hit like, man. The more likes we get, the more this message gets spread around to the world, right? So the whole world can see what we're doing, what we're talking about, what we get down with. If you haven't done so, please subscribe if you're on YouTube. We only do 30 minutes on YouTube. Long story. We only do 30 minutes on YouTube. If you're watching on X, please go give us a follow, man. We wanna get this message out to as much people as we can. The more people who follow, the more people who share this around, the better. So do me a solid, man. Grab the link, go share it to your social media. If you're on YouTube, if you're on X, you're on Rumble, share this around, everybody. Hit the share button and let everybody know to come hang out and watch. All right, one more time, right there. Hit the little button, man. Make the noise. That's right. It's the first of the month too, by the way. First of the month just happened. I wait just to be able to hit that button, man, once a month, so I can hit it and say we play bone. So first thing I want to talk about is the thumbnail, right? It looks like clickbait, but it's not really. All right. Let me make sure I got good audio, video everywhere. It looks like everything is working because I can see myself talking and the little things seem to be working. We'll get the chats popped out here first. I forgot to pop the chats out, but we'll do that right now. There's our Rumble chat. How about we pop our YouTube chat out? And we'll pull that over here as well. You get to see this real time, folks. Ooh, whoop-de-doo. And we'll grab our X chat. And we got that one popped out. Pop out chat. There we go. It's a very elite level, meticulous style we do over here. So thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for following on. First thing I want to talk about is the thumbnail, right? So I've got all 4 cycles put up here. You're not going to see many people. Honestly, I've looked around, aside from us and maybe one other place, they have all 4 cycles on TradingView put like this, side by side by side by side. By the way, if you don't have a TradingView account, I will send you a link right now in the chats everywhere. Oh, wrong button. I'll send you a link in the chats right now so you can get TradingView. Right there you go in X. Let me grab YouTube chat right here and we'll paste it there. And then we'll do one more again over here in Rumble. There you go. TradingView is free. You can pay for it. I pay for it. I use TradingView all day, every day. The more you pay for it, the more features you get. I think I have the Pro plan. That's not for everybody, though. You probably don't need the Pro plan. You can just use the basic plan at first. It's no big deal. So anyway, this is TradingView. You don't get this quad layout with the free plan. All right, so that's why I pay for it, so I can get all these extra features and show you guys. I'm going to drop the camera off so I'm out of the way. 2012 on the left. Let me grab my present button here. 2012 on the left. 2016, 2020, and 2024. I know we're in 2025 right now. The reason I have 2024 on the charts is because something halving was. And if you look closely, you'll see those green vertical lines on the chart right here. Those green vertical lines, they represent, see that right there? They represent halving. I even have it written up top right there. So what we're looking at is all 4 cycles. We're looking at all 4 halvings marked by the green lines with the yellow writing. And on top of that, I've got Fibonacci sequences overlaid from top of the bull market previously to the bottom of the bear market. top of the bull, bottom of the bear, top of the bull, bottom of the bear, top of the bull 2016, bottom of the bear 2020, top of the bull 2021, bottom of the bear 2022, right? All four of them laid out. You can see they're pretty much in sequence. Last thing that's on there is the parabola that you see. That's a curved parabola. If you know anything about Bitcoin and how it moves parabolically, meaning rapidly and in a sort of curved upward pushing fashion. You can describe it how you want, but drawing it kind of gives you a better sort of representation of what it's doing. We've been watching the parabola really closely. There's a lot of talk about how the cycles either quit, changed, or different. And I will happily admit that things are not the same. They seem to be somewhat different. The good news is, chart-wise, as you see, not a lot's changed. So up until this point, we've kind of called this notch for notch. I would have liked to see things get a little farther along than they are right now, but they're not bad. As bad as it feels and as much stress as I'm going through, this is just how it is. This is just how it is, all right? So the white arrows point to where we are in each cycle previously based on the date and after halving, all right? So post green line moving forward, right? Post green line moving forward. You see it? Post green line moving forward, post green line moving forward. You can kind of see the price action has even been a little bit similar each time throughout each cycle, sometimes higher, sometimes lower, and 2020 being the highest, even though the gains weren't as much. Now, 2024 to where we're at right now, you can see it's still sort of underperforming as opposed to 2012 and as opposed to 2020. It's still ahead of 2016 slightly. All right. So the question becomes, does this thing play a catch-up game and make some of these gains back? Or is this it? Is it done? Is it over? I'm starting to lean toward the it's done, it's over category based on the fact that we haven't made a higher high and we're running out of time for this thing to get up and get going before we run into the May days when things get ugly for a bit. Typically, we see a lot of wonky price action that seems to come in toward the May, June area through the summer, right before the summer starts kicking off and really going. I don't want us to run into that and then have more sell pressure than we've already got and not be able to get over the hump. In case you guys haven't been watching, there's been tons of liquidations, tons of sell-offs. In fact, today, I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the news of the day. News of the day, the government has created via paperwork a strategic Bitcoin reserve, which is essentially they're going to take seized assets that they already have and no longer sell them. They're just going to hang on to them. What they're trying to call this is a plan where there was no plan before, right? You had these assets, you didn't know what to do with them, so you sold them or planned on selling them. After they went back and did a little bit of hindsight analysis, they realized they gave away about $17 billion worth of gains. So they said, hey, from now on, we'll just hang on to this stuff. That way, at least no one else has it. Also, there is framework for other assets to be stockpiled, not in a reserve though. Other assets to be stockpiled. Some of those assets being XRP, ADA, Solana, Ethereum, and of course, Bitcoin being the reserve. It was the only one that was named in the reserve, by the way. Tomorrow, between 1 and 5 o'clock, and apparently at 3, the crypto summit with all the big crypto names will be there. Everyone's expecting big green candles. I'll be the pessimist here and say I don't think that's going to happen. Based on the charts, which we're about to go into, I'll kind of explain my position and why I'm saying I'm juxtaposed to that kind of talk. And then you can kind of argue with me and debate about it. But that's where I stand. That's the news of the day. You guys know I don't do news. I don't care about the news. We already know the charts kind of tell us what's happening to begin with. So I don't need to know the last part of the piece of the puzzle. I've already got most of the puzzle. I can solve it like Wheel of Fortune. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to have every letter. So let's get back to the charts and we'll start talking about our TA before we go into all the other assets, and we'll look at Bitcoin like I said we did for the thumbnail. So yeah, go hit like, man. Comments real quick. What's up, Andrew Ionescu? I got you on the music. What's up, Jeremy? What's up, Jay Gross? Good to see you, brother. He said, evening from Berkeley. If you haven't played in the D-Tau playground yet, you should. It looks right for the picking for a man of your talents. Go check out taostats.io. Man. I sold almost everything the other day as far as alts go. Really fed up. So I'll look into it, though, tomorrow. I think that's worth looking into, right? We should look into things when people bring them up and not just dismiss them. What's up, Rumble? What's up, Andrew Ionescu? Dr. Pancake, what's up, my guy? Good to see you. Mobius, what's up? Jill Sandwich. Jill Sandwich says she can't hear anything, bro. Anybody else can't hear anything? Hit live, let me know. If you've got no audio, please let me know. If you can't hear me, please let me know. I don't know if y'all don't tell me. But it seems like people are saying we've got audio because I'm looking at YouTube right now. Crew Chief, what's up? The Mad Cody Kensel, what's up? Corey C. Zach, good to see you, Rug. What's up, Combine Glitch? The reserve and a digital asset stockpile. Which one confiscates and the other one purchase? No idea, dude. Colo, what's up? Y'all let me know if there's no audio. Alvin says 5x5. I can hear you, Ship Stacks. Good to see you, Ship Stacks. All right. I don't know what's up then. Maybe exit, return, yada, yada. What's up, Rob? What's up, Soto? All right. So let's get off into our TA stuff. So couple weeks now, we've gone through different basic TA strategies and basic things. I talked about the 821 EMA, right? Talked about the Bollinger Bands the other day because they were very tight and I wanted you to see tight Bollinger Bands. We talked about trend lines, kind of done some other things here and there, right? I want to go over the MACD and the RSI for you. And the reason why I say do both of them is because they're pretty easy and pretty self-explanatory. So I've talked about the RSI many times, but we'll break it down pretty quick for you. I've got videos on this already, but nonetheless, let's break it down. RSI has a few parts, all right? Obviously, you've got your upper level up here. You've got your lower level down here. And in the middle, you have this purple zone through here. This purple zone, I'll start with this. This is called nominal trading, all right? Nominal trading, AKA where normally the price action hangs out and bounces back and forth and chops around and doesn't do too much, right? Shakespeare's old play, much ado about nothing, right? Cool. So nominal trading. We can go a little farther than that. If you look right in the middle, there's a dashed line. That's the midline. The midline is kind of where you'll see price action come back to after a certain few things happen. We'll kind of discuss those certain few things here in a minute. I like to break that zone down into a little bit of an area rather than one line. It's oftentimes, I've said this before, but oftentimes one line is usually not good enough. You'd like more lines than that. So there's that 50 line. And if you look on the right, you can see the scale. I'm going to draw a line at 40. And what you'll start to note is when I draw this line at about 40, that in between 50 and 40 is really where a lot of the price action tends to bounce and come back and forth. And when it's hung up in this area in between this zone, you kind of see price action just kind of gets trapped and bounces back and forth. And while in this zone, there's nothing to do. However, the tops and the bottoms of this zone are very important. And here's why. The other parts of the RSI, like I said, I named the colors and the parts of it, and I showed you where that kind of action zone is in the middle. You know, in the middle, it gets stuck. Nominal trading, very tight nominal trading is right in the middle. The most important parts of the RSI are overbought and oversold. Okay, overbought and oversold. When price runs hot and price goes way up and overbuys, that's the point where at a certain point you need to stop, think about it, and go, hey, all right, price has gone way up. We've done well. We bought down here at nominal trading, right? Or whatever. Price has gone up. It's overbought. We should probably think about selling some here. When you're in the overbought area and you see price get up above the purple zone, it's overbought. It's no longer time to buy. It's now time to start thinking about where you're going to scale out. Come up with a plan to make a sale. Likewise, when you're below the purple zone, this is oversold. And when you're oversold, you should typically look for a place to buy so the price can start marching back upwards. See that? When you're oversold, you should look to buy. When you're overbought, you should look to sell. You can see that just recently, last week, we were hella oversold, aka a smart place to think about buying. That's it for the RSI. You can go much, much, much deeper on this and much, much farther down the rabbit hole. I really don't think it's necessary to start with. You know what I mean? Go farther down the rabbit hole after you get the hang of what you're doing and you start to learn, oh, I can get to see this. I can get to understand this. I know what's going on now. And it'll help you out as you go. I don't want you to get to the point where you think you have to be, oh gosh, I have to look at this thing perfectly. Not necessary. Use the RSI as an extra step in confirmation of a good signal or a bad signal. Okay? It's that simple. Hey, this doesn't look good, or hey, man, this looks awful. Got this in-between zone here, okay? You can look at the RSI and go, it helps me, or it doesn't help me. It looks bad. Helps you get that little extra confirmations. Cool. That's the RSI. All right? MACD, and then we're going to tie this all in with Bitcoin here at the end of this, and we'll kind of go over it together. All right? MACD is kind of cool. Talked about the MACD before. It's one of my favorite confirmation indicators. Again, I'm not looking for this indicator to tell me what to do. I'm looking for this indicator to give me some confirmation about what I may already believe, or a little bit of confirmation that, I better think about this more. Okay? MACD. What is MACD? MACD is moving average convergence divergence. MACD. All right? Gosh, my nose is itching. I'm sorry. Whew. I don't want to start a sneeze fest, so I'm trying not to scratch my nose too much. I'm getting old, man. So anyway, moving average convergence divergence. MACD for short. I'm going to say that forever on this channel. You're going to see me say MACD all the time. Cool. How does it work? Few parts just like the RSI. We'll start with the midline, which is the separation between the green bars and the red bars that you see on the screen. All right. Anything above this midline, good, bullish. Anything below this line, careful, bearish. Make sense? Cool. And I'm doing all this on the daily chart, by the way. You can do this on monthly or weekly, whichever one you like. It's fine. You can pick. But I do daily. I do most of my trades on daily, as I found that you get the consistency and the time to do it for just about everyone if you use the daily chart. When you go to weekly or monthly, what you're going to find out is you're not going to look enough to stay active. And if you go down to 4 hour or 2 hour, you're going to do it too much and you're going to start getting burned out and not want to do it anymore. Right? The reason I say this is because I've already done it myself. And when I've been up and down this road before, I'm trying to save y'all the failures. So again, midline, good. Above it, below it, not great. Okay, cool. As you see, we are below it right now. Cool. Next parts of the indicator are the blue line and the orange line. Blue line and orange line are the trigger line and sort of the MACD line, the baseline. All right. Orange line, as you see, is a little bit slower than that blue line, which is a little bit faster. They're basically just moving averages. Okay. More so what we're looking for is we're looking for this blue line to jump over that orange trigger line. All right. That orange line is the trigger line. We're looking for the blue line to jump over it. When the blue line jumps over it, that's a good bullish signal. It is not the be all end all. It is one part to this indicator. You may get the blue jump over the orange, just like you got right here, and things get worse. All right. More so that MACD, moving average convergence divergence, right? You see it right here. Blue and orange jumped up and then back down, and then a large separation of the lines happened. That is divergence, when the lines separate from each other. If you look close, these lines don't stay separated very long, do they? In fact, they stay pretty symmetrical from each other until they get too far apart. When they get a long way apart, they tend to come back together rapidly, just like happened right here. And again, too far apart, like you have down here, what happens? They come back together rapidly. Cool. We want the blue over the orange. That's a good bullish signal. when you get really, really high run ups like you got right here, look how high that MACD got. You can kind of scroll back in history and go, hey man, that was the March high. That was the November high of 2024. Last time they were that high, damn, bull market. That's the last time those MACDs were that high, all the way back at the bull market of 2021. Pretty wild, huh? So you could say that MACD was screaming hot. Plus, you started to get that divergence between the orange line and the blue line. It crossed back over. Down she comes. Down goes Frazier, right? Now, you can use it for bearish just like you can use it for bullish. You've gone over the midline. You've gone over what the blue line and the orange lines are. Cool. What's the stuff in the back? What's the green and the red? The green and the red is a bit of a volume indicator. When in green, you have more buyers than sellers. Now, there are two shades of green, right? Dark green, light green. Fair, fair. Why? Well, dark green indicates you have more buyers than the day before, okay? So as long as you keep getting more buyers, you'll keep getting dark green bars. When the light green bars start to come in, that says, hey, we have more buyers than sellers, but not as many as we had the other day, right? Cool. You want to see it maintain dark green. Obviously, once you start to get several light greens in a row, you're going to see your MACD line start to roll over. You're going to see that big divergence has formed, and they're going to start to converge and collapse back on each other, because when they come together, that is called convergence, right? And then once you run out of volume, you'll see the MACD flip into red. Now, again, it's not perfect. As you see, it can go back and forth a little bit and mess with you, all right? That's why it's important to note the whole indicator. Yeah, your green flipped over and you had some good volume, but you were under the midline the whole time, weren't you? Right? You were. So until this thing gets over the midline and we get both these moving averages over this midline, you still need to be careful with this indicator. Just use it to give you confirmation of a yes or no on what you're already doing. Don't go expecting this indicator to make you rich and change everything for you, and all of a sudden you can see things clearly now that the rain is gone. I wouldn't do all that, you know what I'm saying? That's probably taking it a little bit far. You're going to end up getting yourself screwed, you know what I'm saying? Don't want you to do that.
Come on, man.
Play it smart. Okay, cool. So what does all this mean to the Bitcoin chart? Cool. So here's Bitcoin on the daily. You can see we're in a downtrend. So first things first, until we break this downtrend, much ado about nothing. Sure, we can try to buy bottoms. And as you see, I may have bought some bottoms here. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm waiting to see. Unfortunately, so far, we've only ran into resistance and slowed down. After the big news today, we immediately dropped 6%, lost almost $1 billion from the market cap of Bitcoin alone. All right. Didn't want to see that, but ain't much I can do about it. So unfortunately, we're stuck waiting. Now, I'm in a downtrend on Bitcoin, and it looks like we may have started to come up and kind of create a flag here. Can we use the RSI to help us any? All right. Well, as we note, we're dead in the middle of nominal trading. Unfortunately, after coming off this oversold, which was a buying opportunity, which was part of the reason I bought, we've just gone up and gone into nominal trading. So this RSI is really neutral and doesn't help us at all. So we don't even need to look at it anymore. About the MACD, well, we just talked about it. While I do have some green stuff signaling happening here, I'm still underneath the midline, and this thing is a long way from the midline as well. Sure, we could start working our way back, but I haven't even seen any consecutive days of good buy volume yet. So neither one of these indicators are any help for me right now. There's no point in even bothering with them, which is exactly why I wanted to show them to you on this string. I wanted you to see that, yes, we have indicators, but it doesn't mean they're going to help you. Just like right now, doesn't mean they're going to help us. They gave us zero confirmation of anything. So since I have no confirmation from my indicators, and I haven't broken trend, and I don't have enough to make a crazy decision, I'm just going to have to wait. I'm just going to have to wait. Sucks. Part of the game. Now, we can go down to the 4 hour and see maybe it's a different story. Right? All right. Look at the MACD is above the midline over in this one. Problem, we've crossed downward with our moving averages, and two big red volumes are coming in on the 4 hour. Done this before and fell all the way down here past the midline for a pop back up. You can see that the 4 hours are a lot more inconsistent. 12 hour. The stuff I've already kind of went through and done for y'all. That's why I don't ever say much about it on the low time frames. You know what I mean? I've already done the research on this stuff and kind of tried to make it as easy as I could for you. That's why you're not going to see me come on here and talk wick off all the time and talk fair value gaps and break of structures and change of characters and all this other stuff. It's too much to take in for you to spend enough time on it to matter. I know that because I'm a working man just like you are, right? So 12 hour, good bullish signal with the blue over the orange, but we're still under the midline. Volume is decent, but not killer. We did get some consecutive days or consecutive bars of volume in, but still not enough to quite get us over the midline like we had back here in January. That was the last time we made that move, all the way back in January. Nearly 3 months ago, the last time we had a good bullish move on the 12 hour. So I hope all that made a little bit of sense to you. Let me go through and check the comments real quick. What's up, Colo? What's up, Terry Brennan? What's up, Kev? Good to see you. What's up, Peter Navarro? We'll be moving off of YouTube here. For you guys that are watching on YouTube, we'll be moving over to X and Rumble in 3 minutes. We'll be over on X and Rumble only. Let me go check the other comments. What's up on Rumble? What's up, Stifler? Good to see you. What's up, Matt? Good to see you. All right, let's go check X. Thank you, Jeremy. Spark Slam says, I can hear you clearly on X better than Rumble. Good. I would stay here then. I like streaming on X a little better. The interface isn't as involved, and that might be a good thing. Does it really need to be? Probably not. I think the streams tend to get a little cheesy when you got too much of that shit going on, you know what I mean? Before we get off here on YouTube, here's the daily 821 EMA. Yesterday was nice. We were in the wait a minute zone for the first time in a while. And then today it failed. Well, so far it's failed. We're down 2.75% at the moment. We hit about 5.25 about 15, 20 minutes once the day opened, which is odd. We don't typically get price action movement like that, it's scary for me because I'm looking at it going, damn, dude, you pushed us down that far, that fast, that quick. What's the rest of the day going to be like? So last couple hours have tried to recover and tried to make up some ground back on what was lost. We just closed the 4 hour candle before I got on the stream. As you see, not liking that 821 downward cross coming, and that big 4 hour candle pushed us way under. Now, we are trying to recover on the back side of that, and it could recover and, move us into the morning until London kind of takes over in the middle of the night here tonight. It won't be the middle of the night for you Londoners. I get it, but not very thrilled with what I see so far. This leads me to believe that we're going to have a nothing burger coming up today when we get to the big crypto summit. I kind of expect more of this. You know what I mean? I kind of just expect more chop. Until we can get above this trend line, I'm just not convinced. I'm hoping that we do tomorrow. I'm hoping we see this thing move up over this trend line and we get a close up here by the end of the day on Friday. Most importantly, I hope that happens because if we get over this trend line, we can make a CME gap down. I'm good with making a CME gap down because then we can run back up and close that CME gap on the way up. Last thing here, CME. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. Give me CME gaps above the price all day so the price can get back up there and close the gap. There are 0 gaps on the Bitcoin chart above the price. There are gaps in the Bitcoin price below where we are right now. So let's keep that in mind and be smart about this. Thank y'all for watching over on YouTube. We're going to transition over to X and Rumble now. If you're watching on YouTube, I appreciate it. Y'all are cool with me, still in my book. This is about all we're ever going to do on YouTube, though. I will upload some content here and there, but it's not going to be anything like we used to do. Everything else be on X and Rumble. Thank y'all for watching over on YouTube. See y'all later. Going over to X and Rumble now. All right. What's up to my X and Rumble people, though? We'll give everybody a